Your biological existence is governed by a chemical clock. Right now, your cells are dividing and decaying under the pressure of entropy, a process that dictates your physical limit, while your attention is fractured by a constant stream of informational noise. We represent a transitional phase in the evolutionary timeline. We are a biological bridge, caught between our primal instinctive origins and a state of intelligence that requires no organic vessel. Friedrich Nietzsche identified this precarious position. He described humanity as a rope stretched over a void, a bridge to the overman. He warned that remaining stationary or looking back toward our animal nature is just as dangerous as the crossing itself. Many of us have developed a dependency on the idea of passive salvation. We assume that the rapid acceleration of artificial intelligence and the wealth of Silicon Valley will automatically solve the biological problem of death for us. If we rely on external intelligence to fix our internal flaws, we risk total obsolescence. A machine-dominated future has little use for a species that remains a slave to emotion and instinct. We would essentially become pets in a system we no longer understand. To bypass this outcome, we have to treat biological death as a technical error. Fixing it requires a synchronized hack, the radical optimization of our physical hardware, and the total reprogramming of our mental software. This is the foundation of Theo-Technocracy. We can approach texts like the Corpus Hermeticum as technical documentation for the mind, early frameworks for identifying and debugging cognitive errors. These ancient protocols function more like cognitive science than traditional faith. This text highlights the false ego, a cognitive layer built from societal programming, cultural scripts, and raw biological drives. It is an internal matrix that filters your reality through the lens of survival and status. Liberating consciousness requires the systematic diagnosis and deconstruction of this layer. You must isolate these automated behaviors and dismantle the structures that prioritize impulse over observation. Carl Jung modernized this process through the concept of the shadow. He argued that we must ruthlessly integrate our repressed dark impulses. By bringing these hidden aspects into the light of awareness, we stop being their unconscious puppets. The objective is Nous, a state of sovereign, disciplined reason. This is a cognitive operating system that is no longer influenced by biochemical fluctuations or external social pressure. This discipline is the prerequisite for immortality. If we upload a mind still governed by fear and ego into an indestructible machine, we haven't achieved evolution. We've just made our own suffering permanent. This is the second law of thermodynamics. It dictates that all organized systems eventually break down and dissipate into chaotic noise. For a biological entity, entropy is the ultimate physical enemy. The antidote is negentropy. Information theory suggests that the act of organizing data and building structures reduces local entropy. Through focused, disciplined consciousness, we are physically extracting order from chaos, reversing the trajectory of decay. This isn't just a metaphor. Vladimir Vernadsky, the architect of the noosphere concept, treated human thought as a physical variable. He argued that the collective reach of human reason has become a geological force, capable of altering the planet's chemical and biological cycles. Konstantin Tsiolkovsky took this one step further. He realized that for our organized intelligence to survive the death of our planet, it must eventually leave the planetary cradle and begin structuring the cosmos itself. While currently viewed as consumer electronics, neural interfaces like Neuralink are the first mechanical steps in this direction. These tools provide the high-bandwidth link needed to eventually decouple our consciousness from its biological limits. These technologies serve as the precision instruments of emancipation. They offer the path to transition from a mind that reacts to biology to a mind that controls its own physical parameters. When we successfully merge cognitive sovereignty with these mechanical tools, we reach the final stage of this blueprint, the post-human. This existence marks the transition from flesh to information. This distributed intelligence is no longer localized in a single brain or subject to physical trauma. It exists as a self-sustaining cognitive network. In this state, the mind is no longer a passenger in the universe. It becomes an architect. It moves from merely surviving within a chaotic system to actively imposing order and meaning on its surroundings. This shift will not happen by accident. Immortality is not a gift granted by an AI or a corporation. It is a difficult, large-scale engineering project that starts with your own self-discipline. We must stop waiting for evolution to happen to us. We have to take control of the process ourselves. The universe has no shortage of space or time, but it only offers them to those who have the cognitive architecture to manage them.